Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, a weekly battle of wits, debating everything from horseshoes to hand grenades, all for the privilege to be called right. And now, your hosts, Bobo and Travis.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. I'm Bobo. With me, as always, is Travis.
Hey, guys.
Coming to you live from a walkout basement in the middle of white trash America.
That we are.
And it's not even funny this week.
Why is it not funny this
I have
week?
a pending topic. I will tease the listeners. Little tease. And a lot of our listeners that know us on a personal level will probably hear the story before it hits the podcast. But some people won't.
Right.
I'll spoil it from them. But I have a developing story involving the middle of white trash America.
I wish I had the news
Right.
bulletin from Awesome Shit to play right now.
This story is developing. Please check back later.
Right.
So, but it's in the works and it's a doozy.
And it's funny because I have kind of a developing story, but I'm just gonna leave it there.
And I tried to push you to talk about it this week, and Travis pushed back. No.
Well, there's a reason. So
And the reason is valid,
right?
Just like mine is.
Stay tuned because we've got some stuff coming up
during Greatest Hits Month. I have a feeling that we're going to have some good intros.
I would imagine
We're going to have a couple good intro topics for you.
Yes, and well, we'll get into this later, but I'm just going to warn everybody: next week's episode is going to be weird. But
we'll explain during End Times.
We'll explain in End Times today.
Yeah, we have a little prep. Next, we usually don't ask our listeners to do any homework, judging by how often they visit the website. It's not usually a good thing to do, but we'll give you some homework for this week in the End Times because next week's podcast is a complete departure. We're going to do something completely different than we've ever done before in the podcast.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that at the end of the episode. So stay tuned for that. See, we're fortunate. We're keeping you interested.
That's what's called a tease in the business.
Can I tell you how I got fucking teased today?
Sure.
So I'm in a fantasy football league at work.
Okay.
And it's at my old office. I switched offices recently. I got a promotion. I'm in charge of shit now. It's pretty cool.
You're moving up in the world?
Moving on up to that deluxe apartment in the sky.
Bobo Sanford?
Yep. So many things I want to say right now. Anyways, so I'm still in this league in my old office though.
Right.
And we had the fantasy football. I'm still going to do the fantasy league with those guys. I don't live that far away from them still, so I still interact with them and see them all the time. Not a big deal. But I couldn't be there, obviously, in person to pick the draft order today for our fantasy football league.
Okay.
So I sent my proxy, who's another coworker that sits in the office that does not play in the league.
Okay.
He doesn't want to play in it this year. He played it in years past, and this year he didn't want to play in it. So I said, will you be my proxy and pick the draft order to make sure that I don't get screwed?
So how do they pick the draft order?
We just do basically random.
Oh, okay. It's like out of a hat?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I want to, I was like, I'm all big. I'm going to send my emissary.
Because you don't trust them to do it.
Right.
To do it actually, you think they're going to fuck you over. I got it.
So I sent an IN to my friend. I was like, all right, so go pick, and let me know what I get. He sends me a message back and goes, you got one.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then the next sentence, 0.
Nice.
I got 10 out of 12.
So you got fucked over anyways.
Dude, I've never had first though in a fantasy league. I've never gotten number 1. Ever.
Really?
I've never picked first. It's really weird because I play a lot of fantasy.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of leagues. I've never once picked first.
Bobo's got a problem with reality.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm the first. This is fucking incredible. Like, I'm the first pick of the draft. And 0. And I was like, oh, you fucking asshole.
I
got punked, so I was so fucking mad.
Yep. That was a little foreshadowing to the rest of your day.
Oh, God. It went down the hill from there.
Well, I'd also like to throw a little fuel into the fire and talk about the Fantasy Movie League.
You know what? I'm right in the middle of the pack this week. I'm okay.
That's true. You are Applebee's this week.
And I almost had the right idea because I had Alpha, which was this week's top performer in the Fantasy Movie League.
Right.
I had Alpha in my initial predictions. I had 7 of them.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
And then I went back and changed it because I was reading the hype on Crazy Rich Asians, which was a good hype pick.
Right.
And I changed it to pick 2 of them in some other smaller movies instead.
I was scared with the Crazy Rich Asians because of it was released on Wednesday. So, and it only counts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Or Thursday night if there's midnight showing.
Right, yes.
Right, but yes.
But we do have a new winner this week, Tim. Actually, I shouldn't say a new winner. This is his second week.
Yeah, he's really picking up quickly. He needs to be out of the league soon. I don't like this.
We'll boot him. Yeah, or we'll just boo him. Boo. But yeah, congratulations, Tim, for pulling it down this week and showing us that you know movies better than we do.
And a new challenger has entered the arena. Derp has joined our league.
They were in last week.
Were they in last week too?
We talked about them last week.
Oh, I know who it is now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say his name on air because I'm not sure he wants to be identified on
That's
there.
fine.
But he's one of my friends.
Okay.
So, and he's joined the league. I was talking to him this week. He's like, "Oh, that's me." And I was like, "Oh, good." Well, he wanted to send us a message later when he got first place after the first week. That was his plan, I think, originally, is what he told me.
Okay.
Was that he was going to like join the league and get like first right away, and then be like, "Oh, look how awesome I am." And then he's like, "But then I got fifth, so it wasn't that fun."
See, seems like we're going to be waiting a while for that little message. But
Yep.
that's all right. He got fifth. He didn't get last. That is reserved for Jet. So yeah, but another solid week. We have this coming week and the week after that. That's it for practice there, kids. And then it's on. So if you'd like to, there's still time. FantasyMovieLeague.com. The league is Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. The password to get in, because you're going to need it, is Travis Bobo, all lowercase.
Yep. Come on, join. We're having a good time in there. The league is growing. It's competitive. We've got a lot of different winners each week. It's a lot, and it doesn't take a huge amount of your time.
No, it doesn't.
You spend 5 minutes a week, and we fucking talk shit about in the podcast for 5 minutes, and you can feel involved, and listen, just join.
Yeah, I mean,
do it. It's fun.
I have mixed feelings about people joining the league because it was much easier just to beat you. But now I got to beat all these jamokes. So, like,
it's getting more fun.
Yeah.
It's getting more fun.
So, I don't know. Sure. I don't like losing just as much as you don't like losing. I just hide it better.
I do not like losing.
You really don't like losing.
I hate losing more than I want to win.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Is that
so
normal to feel like that?
The high of winning is not nearly as great as the low of losing.
Oh, no.
So
I would feel, okay, if let's say we're running a race with like 50 people.
Okay.
And I got first place. Would I rather get first place or last place or in between? How happy would I be? I'd be more upset if I got last place than I would be happy on the other end of the scale if I got first place.
But coming in second isn't as bad as coming in last.
No.
To you. Okay. Yes. Because last is just embarrassing.
Or coming in close to last.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'd much rather be 24th than 26th.
Okay.
That level of the scale is way more than me than being first or last.
Because you can make fun of that person. At least I wasn't you.
I'm the top half. I'm the winner.
Sure. I understand.
I do not like losing though.
Well,
now, and if there's only two people, then obviously I guess I like winning. But it's not the drive to win; it is the drive to not lose.
Sure, that is probably pretty strong in me as well. I like winning, but it really is just the drive to not get embarrassed and not lose. Like that's all I care about.
Yeah.
So that's why I hated fantasy football so much, and that's why I don't play fantasy football, because it's just I get no enjoyment out of it, absolutely none. But for the Fantasy Movie League, because it's so dumb and there's really no skill involved.
Shut up.
There's no skill involved. So
There's a lot of skill involved.
I don't think so. It's not like...
Yeah, I have a pulse for Hollywood, motherfucker.
You kind of do, but it's not like fantasy football where you got to actually pay attention to shit. And
I pay attention to shit. I know the movie's coming out next week.
Sure. Okay. I don't. And I've still won more than you. So you don't
Fuck
need
you.
You don't need any
That was
skill.
low, dude. You're a dick.
But we're gonna transition now. And speaking of competitiveness and movies,
Yes.
we're gonna do something a little early this year because of Greatest Hits Month. We are going to recap our summer blockbuster predictions.
We usually do this after Labor Day, but since we decided to do Greatest Hits Month, which I think is a fabulous idea, by the way.
Right.
And if you haven't voted on what episode you want us to do the last for Greatest Hits Month,
Yep.
go on the website or send your message in, however you want to vote. Go vote for the choice.
It's either shitty Kickstarters or Today I Learned.
One of those two we're going to do based on audience participation and audience participation alone. I have yet to log on the website myself and cast a vote. As much as I want to.
Listen, I don't really care either way.
I'm not going to tell the listeners my preference. I do have a preference, though.
I bet you. Well, I think we all know. But
I don't think you do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how the fuck you would know that, by
Right,
the way.
yes. Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not going to be that stretch of a guess. But anyways, so we're going to go through some of the movies that we predicted. And if you didn't listen to the episode at the beginning of this summer, basically we went through a couple movies coming out this summer and had a prediction of what number they would get.
Did we do that during Memorial Day? Was it around then when we did this episode?
Sure.
It was a couple months ago because we do it before
It
summer
was.
it starts. So I think
Yeah.
we do it on Memorial Day where we pick movies coming out during the summer and we see who can get the box office the best.
Yeah, well, and we pick over or under.
Yep.
And then we actually pick a dollar amount and try to see how close we can get to the domestic totals. Now, I also have our worldwide totals because I think that's also interesting. But
I do too.
That didn't come into play with our predictions.
We always predict just the U.S.
Right. Yes. So let's start it off with my biggest disappointment of the summer, Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
All right. So just to recap, the box office prediction was $320 million domestically.
And that's for people that don't know, that's for the entire run in theaters, not like the first weekend. We picked the entire run.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So some of these are still kind of in theaters, but I think we've gotten a good grasp on what they're going to make.
Yeah, most of them are trickling out at this point.
Yeah. So Star Wars. So $320 million. Both of us took the over.
Did we?
Oh yeah. Both of us took the over.
Oh, we were dumb.
I said $460 million. You said $500 million.
Oh, it hurts.
The actual domestic gross was $213 million.
For people that don't know, do not let the gross affect your thoughts on this movie or if you want to go see it or not. I'm still telling you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
But here's kind of the shocker.
Okay.
To me. The worldwide gross is only $393 million.
Yeah, it didn't play well overseas either.
Yeah, and of a budget of $200 million plus, not great.
Nope. I mean, they've rethought all the Star Wars movies after that. I think they've put them all on hold.
Yeah, all the Star Wars stories. Yeah, which we've talked about that on the podcast. Still really bummed about that.
I am very upset about it. I think Disney is really doing themselves a disservice. I think in the long term, they're going to regret that decision. So,
well,
the budget for this movie is artificially inflated by the fact they had to get a new director 3/4 of the way through the movie and reshoot the whole movie.
Right.
That'll really add to your fucking budget when you have to reshoot the whole fucking movie. Maybe just pick the right director in the first place.
And I honestly, I agree with what you're saying, but I don't think they're ever going to get. I don't think they're ever going to get to the point where they regret it. But I feel like it's very short sighted with how well Rogue One did.
Yes.
And I mean, listen, they still covered its budget.
I mean, in terms of box office, it's a rare miss for Star Wars.
Sure.
You don't let that affect your long-term plans for the franchise. And I think they're looking short-sighted at like, oh, one movie flopped. Well, fucking stop the presses. No.
Yeah.
You just fucking soldier on. You had one that didn't make it to much money, but I tell you, it's a great movie.
I'm wondering if they should take a different marketing ploy for if they would do another one. Maybe not hype it for so long.
True.
Like, maybe pull like a Cloverfield and release it. Do it a little secretly. To give it a little mystery.
Plot twist. Maybe that's what they're doing with this. Maybe they're saying they're on hold, and then next year, all of a sudden, 3 months before it comes out, hey, new movie's coming out in 3 months.
Because the Boba Fett was the closest one to the next one to be in. So if that's what they're doing, well, fine. And I don't disagree with them on that one because like I was gonna say, if you don't like how this one did in the box office, make a better movie. But I really thought this movie was a good movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. It is one of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
It is easily better than all the original prequels. 1, 2, 3.
I'll tell you what, and I'll make the analogy of like a good, like that's not a really good analogy, but I will say what happened with me with a Solo. We went to see it. I liked it, but the weeks after that, I kept thinking about it more and more.
Yep.
And the more and more I thought about it, the more I liked it. And it really grew on me. And I can't wait to see it again.
I saw a lot of Star Wars fans saying they weren't going to go see it. And you know what? It's your fucking fault then. You caused this.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, if you are such a diehard fan of Star Wars, why wouldn't you want to support the franchise?
I don't understand that at all either.
Yeah, you're not sending. Well, I mean, I guess you are sending a message in the way that they canceled the rest of the Star Wars.
Yeah,
story
you're happy
movies.
now, dude. Star Wars fans are the worst.
Sure,
their fan club has issues in the head. Like those are the decisions they made to not go see Solo based on some what? What did you not go see it based on?
Well, but I guess that's the vocal minority, though.
Is it? This sounds like a majority didn't go see it based on the box office.
I guess. Well, but
how much did Rogue One make?
Well, but the problem is everybody was talking about how good it was. And the casual fans, they went to go see it.
I guess. You know what? Let me tell you, if you still haven't seen it, go fucking see it. Or go rent it or whatever you do to go see it, because it's a great fucking movie. And it's way better than the original prequels, which everyone knew was dog shit and still went to see anyways.
That's true. I went to see every one of them in theaters.
Me too, and I knew they sucked.
Well, yeah, after the first one, I was like, oh, God. Man, I went to the second two.
Do you remember going to see the first one and trying to talk yourself into it being good? Remember, like, oh, man, yeah, that wasn't so bad. You know, like, it was a little different than I thought it was going to be, but it was pretty. And then, like, the more you thought about it, you're, like, justifying, like, doing some terrible act.
I honestly don't remember.
I do.
An initial thought about that movie.
I remember coming out the theater and being like, huh. That was pretty good, man. Like, you know, it was a little different than I thought it was gonna be, but I liked it. You know, no, I didn't like it. It was dog shit.
I'll tell you what. Here's and maybe this is just Star Wars fans being feeling burned, but I even went to a midnight showing of the third prequel.
Did you?
I went to a midnight showing of that. Like, I don't know why. They all sucked, except that one was the best one of the three.
Wow.
But like, I went to a midnight showing. And it's probably one of the only movies that I was kind of falling asleep during. Like, I didn't fall asleep totally.
And it's better than the other two prequels.
It is. Oh, absolutely.
And it was still not good.
That does not happen to me. I don't fall asleep during movies.
No, me either.
That one was, unless it's at home, I'm on the couch and it's a really, really shitty movie.
But I don't even do that. I still sit through that far. I soldier through that shit, man.
All right, so let's move on. So the next movie we're going to talk about is Ocean's 8. I don't know if you remember that there was an Ocean's movie earlier this summer.
I remember saying it was going to flop. So
the prediction for this one was $155 million.
Okay, I like guessing what I thought back then.
Okay,
I'm sure I took the under.
Okay, we both took the under.
Okay, so I probably said like 80-90 million.
Okay, you said 120 million.
Oh, okay.
I said 90 million. I had no faith in this thing whatsoever. The domestic gross was actually 134 million.
What was the 150? Was the
155? So we were
both right.
We were right on the under, but we were off on you were closest on the gross.
So we're tied right now because the first one we were both wrong.
Right,
but I had guessed more money.
Yes, yeah. So we're tied right now.
I'm sensing a trend here because I'm always overestimating.
Well, I'm not even gonna look ahead, but
that doesn't seem like me at all to over exaggerate things.
The crazy thing about it is Ocean's 8, like. It made 134 domestically and 288 million worldwide.
Okay.
That's kind of crazy for that movie.
Is 134 million that much money?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. And we'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. I'm just honestly, to me, that just sounds like, okay, made some money.
I mean, I guess. Now, listen, on a $70 million budget, it made money and it almost doubled its money.
Well, yeah. But
in domestic.
Right, so it probably ended up making money, but it wasn't like a ton of money. It was probably a modest profit for the studio.
On a 288 million worldwide?
What they say, usually what I hear in Hollywood is you have to add the budget, you multiply the budget times 2, because the marketing costs and all the distribution costs double the cost of the movie. So that movie really cost $300 million to make.
No, $140 million.
Sorry, 140.
Yeah.
140.
So it's still, yeah, okay. The next, I don't really have anything else to add on with Ocean's 8. I have no desire to see it.
No, I'm not even gonna think about it ever again. This will be the last time this movie will die in my mind. This is it. Like I'll never think about it ever again after this.
I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I have no desire to see it.
The reviews ever think like I think. It was a forgettable movie.
Yep. All right, so let's move on to Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay.
Still haven't seen this. I really do want to see this movie.
I've not seen it either, and I still want to see it.
Okay, so the prediction was it was going to make $199 million at the box office.
I probably took the over.
That's on a. Oh, okay, yeah. So we split this one.
Did we? Okay, so it's a clear winner and loser. Awesome.
You took the under. I took the over.
Did I really?
You did take the under. You went with just $190 million.
Okay.
I went with 205.
Oh, we're sort of pretty close. Okay.
It made so far. Now again, it's still in theaters, but I don't think it's been
out for like 6 weeks.
I don't think this is going to change too much, but it made $181 million. So you won again.
Wow. It only made that much money though.
I'm surprised too. Now,
I heard a lot of good stuff about it.
But here's the thing. It made $181 million domestically 502 million
Yeah,
worldwide.
that makes perfect sense.
It makes sense, but god damn.
I think that's why when we talked about these predictions initially, we really had that discussion about if we're doing domestic or international.
Right.
Because the international landscape plays much better to action movies and those mindless like Transformers type movies, Mission Impossible movies.
Yep.
They play much better overseas where the language barrier is lower because they don't have to deal with nearly as much nuance of
dialogue.
and
Right.
subtitling or dubbing or whatever they do.
But I will say this just proves that everybody calls us dumb Americans when it's really the world that's going to see this tripe.
Why? That's a good movie though.
Well, yeah, okay, yes. But I'm talking about like the Fast and the Furious movies, the Transformers movies. All right, I will throw out the Fast and Furious movies just because you are blind to how bad they are.
Shut up.
But we can agree. We have common ground on how shitty those Transformer movies are.
Yeah, they're fucking terrible.
And yet they still make a shit ton of money.
I remember having to watch that fucking the last night. Was that the one? Dude, how awful is that? The only thing funny is when John Goodman's in it.
Sure. Well, listen.
The only funny part was I heard John Goodman's voice. I was like, thank God there's something in this movie that I want to listen to for even 2 seconds, and it's John Goodman.
Dude, over 2 hours long.
Movies are getting longer again, by the way. What's up with that? Like a 2.5 hour movie now is like normal for like an action movie now.
I don't necessarily mind it
I hate it.
If it necessitates it. Like if the story can't progress like with a shorter version of it, I'm okay with that. But like if you're just dragging it out just to drag it out,
I just want to tell studios, you realize how much money you're throwing away because we would go see Avengers if it was an hour shorter and you would make the exact same amount of money. Like, stop wasting money building these movies and just start collecting more profit because you're making us these 3 hour long fucking mini marathons, and I'd go see it if it was 2 hours.
I don't necessarily I don't believe in that because the Avengers are. I don't think you understand, or I don't think you're taking into account of how tough it is to make a good comic book movie.
Yeah, because they're all bad.
Just look at DC and those pieces of shit.
And they were long as shit too,
dude. I still haven't watched Justice League,
and I'm not going to.
And a bunch of our friends keep telling, just don't watch it. But like, there's something like I just need to see how bad it is because honestly, at this point, it can't be nearly as bad as I made it in my mind.
I bet you it's pretty bad.
And I would be interested to see because I didn't mind Suicide Squad.
That movie sucked.
I didn't mind it. It's not a terrible movie. But anyways, let's move on to a comic book movie, shall we?
Great.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. All right,
which I have not seen yet.
I have not either. Sorry,
Paul Rudd.
I was gonna go see it, but Mandy hasn't seen the first one yet.
Oh. And
again, this is what bothers me about the release of sequels or movies in a series. Mandy came to me. She was like, "Listen, let's watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then we'll watch the first Ant-Man, then we'll go see Ant-Man and the Wasp because now I kind of want to go see it." I said, "Fine."
Okay.
So I look it up. It's not on Amazon. Oh, it is, but you got to pay for it. It's not on. I mean, I have cable. I have HBO. I have Showtime, Cinemax. I have Netflix, Hulu.
Fucking Big Daddy Travis.
All that shit. Well, my point, and but my point in all that is it wasn't anywhere on there.
Huh. Surprising.
And to be honest with you, we didn't go see the movie because of that. Like, I'll wait till it comes out now, where I can watch them both on one of my services that I pay for.
Part of me wants to say, Travis, you cheapskate, go rent it for $7 and watch it. But again, if you already pay for all these extra movie channels, and Amazon Prime and Netflix, and it's the movies in theaters, they should know better than to put it somewhere where if you're paying for all these services, you can watch it. You shouldn't have to pay additional money after paying for all these services, which is why people are not. That's why they get rid of cable.
Right. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why a movie studio hasn't figured this out and said, listen, like, let's put this out because it will garner more box office profit.
Maybe they're thinking about, well, you know what, Travis? All that Showtime and Cinemax you have that's not working for you, don't buy it anymore. Maybe they're trying to put the fucking other studios out of business that way.
Possibly.
Maybe it's some deal. I'm the reverse psychology.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I also think it's probably a little bit of there's a lot of people out there that are just buying the movie, so there's probably some residual profits in the first one that they're getting, from the movie being in the theater. So but I honestly think because I've gone through this before that I've wanted to go see a movie, but I haven't seen some of the preview or the previous ones, so I just didn't go see the movie in the theaters. I'll just wait.
I did not. I mean, that's not why I didn't go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know why I didn't go see it, to be honest with you.
Sure.
But,
Yeah. But anyways, the box office prediction for this one was $250 million.
I think I said the under, I'm sure.
Okay, we both took the under.
Yeah.
All right.
Did I say like 200?
I went 200. You went 190.
Okay.
It made 208.
Okay.
So where we were both right on the under, I was closer.
You're closer, but we're both right.
Sure. If that's the way you want to look at it. Worldwide was 466 million. So
yeah.
It's not great, I guess, for worldwide, but
what, I mean, the budget of that movie is not what those other superhero movies are anyways.
it's 162.
Is it really?
It was 162 million, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big budget.
Yeah. It's a pretty big budget, and it's, I mean, you know, I guess because Ant-Man has more to come in that universe, so I think they kind of keep making those movies.
I guess.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either. Yeah, dude, I'm done with that stuff. It's too much to keep track of, man.
I'll be honest with you. I'm getting on board with that. I'm getting into overload. Like,
yeah.
You know, I was just talking about this. Like all of the series on Netflix, the Iron Fist. So Iron Fist has a new season out. Jessica Jones,
yep.
Luke Cage,
yep.
I've not watched any of those.
It's a lot to keep up with, man.
Yeah, and and it's not for I actually liked the first season of Jessica Jones.
Me too.
Most people didn't like it.
I liked it,
and I just don't. You know, I like the first season of Luke Cage, but I don't know. It's too much at this point.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot to keep track of. Like you have to basically be a superhero genre aficionado, and that's all you watch.
Right.
If you want to just watch superhero stuff, you have a whole fucking that's all you could do.
Right.
Like what's your genre? Oh, I like superhero.
Yeah.
Like that's basically that's what you watch now. Like I watch the movies, I watch the TV series, I read the comic books. I'm into superheroes. Like
I
that's
don't have time
now.
for a job.
It used to be like back in the day, like our parents' age, you'd
Yeah.
say I'm into science fiction,
Right.
And you could watch Star Wars and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica and whatever other shit's out there,
Right.
And that's a whole genre. Now superheroes is a whole genre. You can't just say sci-fi.
True.
You have to specify.
Yeah.
Like what kind of sci-fi?
Although I will say with this whole superhero thing, I am intrigued. I saw some theaters around the country for Labor Day weekend. Right, that's one that's coming up.
Yeah,
I always get them confused. Labor Day and Memorial Weekend, but anyways, Labor Day weekend. They're running the movies of the universe in the order that they should go.
Oh, okay.
Which is intriguing to me. And I kind of want to see, and actually,
when and where is that? And where should
there? I think there's a couple theaters that are doing it, but anyway, it's the entire weekend because it's, I don't know, like 20 movies or something like that.
Holy fuck!
And it's so, you can buy the whole package because they run them all they're running the movies $75. And
are you in?
No, I'm not in. But
we could go see some of them. Not all of them.
You could do that. I really thought about it. But I wouldn't mind doing it on my own and just watching movies like at home and going through, because there are some that I missed that I
I'm sure,
that I didn't see. But that is completely to the contrary of what I just said about how I'm over this whole goddamn thing.
You're not over. You wish you know how to quit it. You're Brokeback Mounting it.
Yes, I am. All right, so let's move on to Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Okay.
The prediction was 299.9 million, so basically 300 million.
Yep.
You and I both took the over on it.
Yep.
I took 330. You took 500 million. Boy, were you were bullish on that one.
Oh, I really like that movie.
It made 412 million.
Oh yeah, baby.
So I believe I win because you can't go over.
Oh, but dude, I was on the right pace.
You were on the right pace, but okay, I'm going to tie this in, okay? Because the next one we're going to talk about is Incredibles 2. Okay. So, which one do you think made more money worldwide? Incredibles 2 or Jurassic World?
Jurassic World.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay. You are correct. I was kind of shocked at that one.
I don't think the rest of the world likes cartoons like Americans do.
Well, all right. So we're just gonna put these two together because we're talking about them. So
sure.
Incredibles 2, 370 million was the prediction.
Okay.
You and I both took under.
Yep.
Okay. You and I were both wrong. I did 340. You did 300 million.
Yeah.
It actually did 594 million.
Domestically?
Domestically.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Incredibles 2 made $500-some million.
$500-some million, okay?
Jesus.
So now let me get to the worldwide totals.
I can't fucking believe that.
I know. It's crazy. But so Jurassic World made $1.2 billion worldwide.
Okay.
Incredibles made $1.1 billion. So it wasn't that far off.
Right.
But Jurassic World still beat Incredibles.
I think Incredibles. I think the rest of the world does not like cartoons as much as Americans do. And again,
not by much.
But cartoons, though, most cartoons are humorous, obviously.
Right.
So the humor sways American for the audience.
True.
Whereas like movies like Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Avengers and stuff, they're more action oriented. They don't play on those. They play culturally better.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I was, $594 million, almost $600 million did Incredibles 2 make. That is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. We're in the wrong business.
Dude, I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So.
Did you see that movie either?
No.
Either of them?
Okay, yes. I saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It is the biggest pile of shit I've ever seen.
I don't like those movies. So.
I liked the last Jurassic World. It was a great movie. It was a great experience. We went to see it in the theaters. We went to see Jurassic World in the theaters too, on the urging of Mandy, which I don't know why I didn't want to go see it. Now I do, because it was a horrible movie. It is
that bad, huh?
It was so bad. Like, even like after we were done, we both were walking out and we're like, that was pretty bad. Like, even like Mandy was like, yeah, that was not good. Like she liked.
So I'm probably gonna love it because we know how much we disagree on movies. I probably think it should win a fucking Oscar. I'll watch it and be like, how does this not win an Academy Award? That's always my go-to.
Speaking of, did you see the Oscars added a new category?
No, what?
I think it's called like fan favorites or something like that. It's basically for the big blockbusters. Yeah.
Fine. See, dude, they've been listening to our fucking podcast. I've been saying forever. If a fucking million people watch a fucking movie, you can't tell me it doesn't have some merit.
I hate to disagree with you in the fact that they're listening to our podcast. I'd like to think they are.
They are.
But really, it's the ratings have just been going down every year for the Oscars because nobody gives a shit about those movies.
Listen, this is not going to help me give any more of a shit about it.
No, absolutely not.
Because you're basically making an award to appease people, which we know how that goes.
However, it might mean for our Oscars episode this year, we might have to incorporate something new.
I think maybe instead of Best Picture, we do fan favorites. Because those will be a lot easier for me to watch. Because I can't watch 8 more art pictures anymore. Yeah, dude.
No, but I love that. Like,
if I have to watch one more Manchester by the Sea, I'm gonna fucking put a bullet in my brain.
See, then we're gonna watch it twice.
I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to call the suicide hotline and keep them on hold while I watch that movie.
Well, it was a downer.
I mean, in more ways than one, because it's an awful movie and it's depressing.
So let's move on to. The last one we made predictions about. Okay. We made solid predictions about. We've got a couple other movies to talk about. This is the last one we made. It's called Skyscraper.
Oh, we talked about this movie.
And we definitely did. And this is Die Hard on steroids, basically.
No. Do not
sully Die
Hard by comparing Skyscraper to Die Hard.
Right? Yes. Okay.
Die Hard is Skyscraper on steroids.
Die Hard is Skyscraper with a good script. We'll just let's just say that. But so the box office prediction for Skyscraper was $275 million.
All right.
You and I both took the under.
Yep.
I did $110 million. You did $175 million.
You did $110 million?
I did $110 million.
You're losing this one.
Do you want to take a guess on how much it made?
Like 200?
200? Well, I mean, you already said 175, but now it made $67 million.
That's it.
That is it.
Really?
Which?
Travis, I apologize. You were right. I was wrong because wow. I mean, I knew it was a bad movie. So you know what? I'm okay taking the L on that one because that's how much it deserved to make.
I'll tell you what. And I literally, as we're sitting here talking about this, I was looking over the list and it was coming up and I was thinking about Skyscraper, probably when I should have been listening to whatever the fuck you were saying. But I'm thinking about Skyscraper, and The Rock has one of these movies pretty much every summer. Last summer it was Baywatch.
Yes.
And it made like $30 million.
Right, yes.
But yet he's untouchable because he'll come back with another movie that'll make like $400 billion.
Well, how many movies has he had this year that made shitloads of money? Like Jumanji came out this year. Didn't it make a shitload of money?
Yeah, and I think there was some,
Rampage.
Rampage did well.
Right.
I don't know if it made a shit ton of money, but it did well.
For
so
a movie with no plot.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But, I'm just, it's crazy. Like, he's bulletproof when it comes to, like, shitty movies.
To be fair, so is Samuel L. Jackson. For years, he would turn out good movie, shitty movie.
That's true.
It wouldn't matter. They keep putting him back in the good movies.
That's true. Yeah, but he's an actual good actor.
And Tom Cruise occasionally does this.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tom Cruise is probably a better analogy when it comes to this, or a better comparison than Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't know about that, because Tom Cruise has not done recently many movies that didn't make a lot of money.
That's not true.
Really?
What did he just make that...
Mission Impossible?
No, there was something...
American Made?
Yes.
That didn't do well?
I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
I don't think so. Not a bad movie, though. I actually watched
It's a good movie.
it.
I watched all of Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's actually kind of fascinating. It's a fascinating history movie.
Oh, so speaking of fascinating movies, I'm going to jump ship a little bit here.
Okay.
There's a new movie coming out with Matthew McConaughey in it.
Okay.
And it's about his kid is like a drug kingpin, like a young drug kingpin.
White Boy Ricky?
Yes.
Yes, it looks good.
Dude, what is Matthew McConaughey? What about him makes you want to like watch every movie he's been in?
He's a good actor.
But when you see him in a preview of a movie, I look at the preview and I'm like, I believe that he is that guy.
Yeah. No, he's a transformative person.
Yes.
He really is. I mean, I think he's taken on some gutsy roles here in the past couple of years. He still does he still does what makes money. But he's been taking on some roles that...
But even in the roles that what make money, he does a good job at it. Like, I can't think of another actor recently who really, when you see him, it's so believable.
And probably, I know he cares about what he does, but it really doesn't affect him like probably day to day. He kind of seems kind of like a laid back kind of dude.
He seems like a guy you want to have a beer with.
Sure, absolutely,
like a fucking cool fucking dude.
Absolutely.
But he gets in that role. I saw him. He's like looking like a 70s dad.
Yeah,
a meth head 70s dad in this preview, and I'm like, man, that dude fucking looks. I buy it. Whatever he's selling, I'm fucking buying.
I mean, the rest of that movie looks good too. Like,
but he makes that movie look great. When you see him in it, you're like, you fucking know he's going to bring his A game, and part of that movie is not going to suck.
Right. Yep.
Just like in Dark Tower. Like, the Dark Tower was not a great movie, but he was fucking awesome in it.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, you fucking bitch.
Oh, come on. What did you really expect me to see it?
Yeah. Has Matthew McConaughey in it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't see it.
And has that dude also, Idris Elba, whatever his name is.
Yes.
Dude, he fucking rips too.
Dude, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen we're saying dude a lot. But anyways,
Sorry.
I haven't seen...
Sorry, my dude.
No, listen, I'm doing it as well. But I haven't seen any of the James Bond movies in the past couple years. I hear they're not bad.
I saw the last, was it Skyfall?
Probably.
Sucks.
I don't know. They just haven't appealed to me. But I tell you what, if Idris Elba is 007...
I was going to bring that up.
Yep, I'm in.
I am fucking in.
Dude, I think he's a great actor.
Yes, he is. And he would be a fucking fantastic James Bond.
Absolutely.
He just looks like you could put a fucking tuxedo on him, and I'm serious. You put a tux on that dude, and you're like, that dude is class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just looks like, dude. And what made me think about that is he plays the, is it Charles in The Office?
Yes.
And he looks like a classic guy wearing the suit when he's the manager at the office.
Right.
That's what made me think about that, though.
Yeah. Oh, he's a handsome man. And, man, I can't wait to see all the racist comments that are going to happen.
But there's a lot of guys that are handsome that couldn't be James Bond, though.
Sure.
Like, I mean, for instance...
he's got a mystique to him that really...
It's that, too. But, like, for instance, like, Matthew McConaughey is an attractive man. He would not be a good-looking James Bond.
He would not be a good James Bond.
Whereas, Pierce Brosnan was a fucking perfect James Bond.
Sure.
He just had that look.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I agree.
I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know either, but we'll get back to... so, Skyscraper made $67 million domestically, and not surprisingly, it did $293 million worldwide.
A lot more worldwide, because they don't...
A lot more worldwide.
Well, they're probably not as familiar with the obsession with Die Hard we have here. And,
I guess.
And maybe they're not as overloaded with The Rock.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they probably didn't go see movies like Baywatch, because those don't play overseas that well.
Oh, man. Wow. It also was... That was, again, second worst movie I've ever seen all time.
Really?
Oh yeah, the Transformer movie was first only because it was longer.
All time.
All time.
You think the Last Night is the worst movie you've ever seen? Ever? Wow. That, you know what? We don't have to talk about it now, but that's interesting that you think it's that bad. I mean, they're bad movies. Zoolander 2 to me was worse than both of those movies.
Oh, that now Player 2 has entered the game.
That movie was fucking awful.
That is true. But again, I'm gonna go with Running Time alone.
Dude, I think Zoolander gave me AIDS.
No, that was the unprotected sex. But so one of the other movies that we had on our list was Happy Time Murders, which hasn't come out yet.
Yes, that's the only movie we can't conclude on.
Right. I think it comes out this weekend. But we will revisit it in one of our upcoming episodes. We just didn't want to devote an entire episode.
And I'm probably gonna go see it this weekend.
Oh, you're really that?
Oh yeah,
that
it
hyped on
looks fucking great. And I got to make sure my prediction makes what I think it's going to make. So I got to go see it.
We'll see.
I got to support.
All right, we'll see.
I got to be part of the problem.
I will say, and I don't remember. I made a note because another movie we were going to talk about, but we ended up. I don't think we ended up talking about it much, at least.
Yeah.
Was Christopher Robin?
Yes. And we talked about I think maybe we had some discussion off air that we didn't want to do a lot of kids movies on the podcast because it's harder to predict kids movies.
Right.
And they don't play, and that's not really a blockbuster. They don't play as well. We had some discussions about it.
However, I think we may have talked about it on air a little bit because I had a note written down. It'll make more than Incredibles 2. Boy, were we wrong on that one.
Oh, man. I think I probably said that because I think I have a bigger obsession with people thinking Winnie the Pooh is still like, resounds with people, and no, it doesn't.
Because the prediction was $345 million.
Yeah.
So far, it's made 67, along with.
Oh yeah.
And worldwide. Now again, it's. I think it's a pretty new movie. It's
like 3 or 4 weeks old, dude.
Okay.
It's
worldwide $90 million.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, Winnie the Pooh's an American thing.
Yeah, that's
or
true.
Is it a British thing? I don't know. But either way, that's the end of Winnie the Pooh in the movie. That's it. This is it. This is the last one.
They
keep trying to do this every 5 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that it no longer, it's aged out of being relevant. Winnie the Pooh is no longer, it's aged out of being relevant.
Right.
So that's it. Sorry, guys. If you like Winnie the Pooh, this is it.
You're too old.
You're too old. I'm serious. Some things that happens, man.
Yeah.
This is you're done.
Well,
see you later.
The other movie that we had on the list and we did talk about, we just couldn't make predictions on it because we just couldn't, we couldn't do it. Was The Equalizer 2.
I think I wanted to, and you didn't want to because it was a sequel, and we agreed that because it was a sequel, it was hard to predict.
Yeah, I just had I no frame of reference on it, so
right. And I had seen it, and I knew a lot about it, and you didn't even know what it was about.
Right. I still haven't seen the first one. I know it's on my list to watch, but I just haven't gotten to it. But box office prediction was $100 million. It made $95 million domestically, and it made $124 worldwide. But on a $62 million budget, not terrible.
Well, it made exactly what they thought it was going to make.
Right.
And again, it's a sequel. Dude, that movie I love Denzel Washington.
And you saw it, right?
Oh, yeah. It was great. It was just as good as the first one.
Right.
It sucks because some of these actors, like the Tom Cruises and the Denzel Washington, they're getting up there in age, man. Denzel's like in his 60s now.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do these kind of movies anymore.
Right.
And it just sucks. I love going to a movie, what I can get out of it. I know what Tom Cruise is going to bring when I see Tom Cruise.
Sure.
I know what Denzel Washington's going to bring. I used to know what Samuel Jackson was going to bring. And it just sucks that these guys are aging out. And I feel like, to me personally, the stars that are coming up behind them, I don't really know what they're going to bring other than The Rock. I know what The Rock brings every movie.
Shit.
I kind of like him. I don't love him.
Yeah, I guess. Listen, I think, did we talk about it on the podcast or talk about it off podcast? The Rock still doesn't have a great movie.
Right. We did talk about that, yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I don't know a Rock movie other than The Rundown.
Fast and Furious.
No, other than The Rundown,
Furious
which
8.
was a good movie. That's it.
Furious 7, Furious 8.
None of those.
Fast 5.
Absolutely none of those. Anyways. So we will come back to Happy Time Murders in a later episode, so stay tuned for that one.
Paul Walker has 7 good movies.
But he only has one great hit.
Oh.
It was a tree.
You know, he's been dead for years now. Was his anniversary of his death was a couple weeks ago, I saw.
And how many years?
I think 4 or 5 years now.
Good.
What? Oh, dude.
No, I don't wish harm on him. I'm just, and I really wish the franchise would have gone down with him. But although I say that I've only ever seen like one or two of those movies.
Yeah, and they're so good. Plus, that's the only thing your wife and I have in common.
That is true.
It's Fast and Furious. Without that, we're like just two ships passing in the night.
Good, keep it that way. Anyways, you want to move on to End Times and kind of preview what's going on next week?
Yeah, I think we should preview what's going on next week.
Okay. So, do you want to explain this a little bit?
Okay, so the other week, Travis brings a new thing to my attention.
Right.
Which is, there's a new kind of video, and I don't know if they're new, but they're definitely getting more popular. There's a different kind of video that's out right now that a lot of people are into. And I need to, first, really quickly, I need to Google the definition of it.
I'm bringing that up. That's why I threw that one to you.
Oh, do you want to do it? You have it
Sure.
pulled up now? Okay.
So these videos are called ASMR videos. All right. And it's autonomous sensory meridian response.
That's what it stands for, ASMR.
Yes.
People.
So basically, just to boil it down, these videos are designed to experience a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin. It's kind of supposed to, I don't know, how do you want to put it?
It's some kind of sensation or perceptual phenomenon where you get like this tingling sensation in your body,
right? And you know whose take I can't wait to hear about this?
What?
Dave's.
Oh God.
Because I'm sure he knows knows about these. This is a recent discovery for both Bobo and I.
But they're getting more popular.
They are popular. This is the biggest thing on YouTube you don't know about.
Yes.
Because these videos get, in the millions of plays.
And I'm wondering, we have some listeners that have younger children, and a lot of these videos are for teenage girls. Like they're one of the biggest categories of listeners,
right?
And I wonder if you have like young daughters, if they're watching them. I'm serious. Like,
please stop asking about their young daughters.
Why? I just want to know if parents that have kids, if they're checking this stuff out.
Sure.
If they know about it, because sometimes parents are more in tune than us because they have kids that are actually in tune with what's fucking cool.
I guess.
So
sure, if this is cool. So the reason why we're bringing this up is we're going to attempt to make one of these.
I was going to go somewhere different there.
Oh, you are?
The reason we're bringing it up is because for those of you who don't know, they're fucking stupid.
Well,
they're really fucking dumb. Like, these videos are super popular, and we're going to play you some clips of some of them. I'm telling you guys, this shit is fucking dumb.
I see.
This is next level Stone Age, like, ridiculous. I'm
on the fence whether I want to call it dumb or not.
I hate you.
That's okay. I get that all the time, every day.
They are dumb.
So they're. I don't understand them. Oh. I don't get it. But I tell you what, that one, like in doing our research for this, I did watch one and I didn't have headphones in. But if I had headphones in, I think it really would have given me tingles. Like,
okay,
tingles in my genitals. But
oh dear God.
But no,
wild problematic right there.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by all these. But anyways, so we're gonna play a couple examples for you.
Well, let's describe in general what the videos are first, and then we'll play some examples.
Okay.
Because I want to paint the picture for the listeners.
Okay.
These videos that are meant to get a response, basically what happens is they jack the microphone sound up to 1,000,
right?
And they whisper into the microphone.
Yes.
So all the dialogue is whispered.
Well, it can be
usually.
Yep.
And a lot of the videos are auditory sounds. They're not just people talking. It sounds, for instance, like paper crinkling or tapping on things,
right,
or different sounds that are meant to induce this sensation of tingling in your body.
Right.
So it has a lot of stuff that it's not verbal, but it's definitely auditory.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what most of these videos are centered around. There's also a huge role play element to a lot of them.
There is.
And they vary on, like, from the serious nature to the ridiculous nature. And we're going to show you some examples of all of them.
Right.
But afterwards, the whole point of what Travis is saying is we're going to do one next week. So next week's podcast is Prestige Worldwide ASMR.
Right. So we'll give you a little example. And I know Bobo kind of touched on this, but basically, all these videos, when they're talking, they deal with whispering. So
I would tell the listeners to go just at home time or whatever, go Google ASMR on YouTube and just watch some of the top hits.
But let's give them a little taste on the podcast.
If you're too lazy to do that, we're going to do it for you right now. So the first one you want to play is the McDonald's one?
No, the first one I'm going to do is the serial killer.
Okay, this is the one that got Travis initially interested in it.
Well, I don't know. Why do you got to put it that way?
Because it's the first one you saw. You were like, have you seen this?
All of a sudden, I had heard about it.
Right.
But yes, so all of a sudden, I'm the one that's into serial killer porn. But, which also, there is a porn category to these that we found as well. But we're not going to play that.
No.
So this is one of the role-playing ones, and I'm going to play a little snippet of audio for you now.
Hi there. I hope you're comfortable, but I guess in your case, comfortably tied up. If you don't mind, I'm going to sort of tidy up a little bit. Gotta get this lint off. There's something lovely about being clean before the kill, but I don't expect you to understand. Roll up the sleeves here. It's interesting, because I feel like I know everything about you, but you don't know anything about me. It's a very interesting situation. Today's your lucky day. We have a various selection of tools that we're going to use today. Now, I've always wanted to use the corkscrew. I feel like this would go really well in the eye socket.
Okay. So, that's creepy as fuck.
Yes.
Like, and that's just an example of, I wouldn't say this is the most popular, although this one is, this guy has a bunch of serial killer role-playing videos,
Yes.
and they're very popular.
And they have hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube.
Right, yes. So, but let's move on to, you want to move on to like, the most popular one. This is
if you Google ASMR or you YouTube it, this is the most played video of ASMR out there. This video has 32 million views.
Yes.
On YouTube. It's wildly popular. And we're going to play it for you real quick.
Hey. It's me. ASMR. Darling. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is, or should I say, tonight's video is going to be a simple Sephora haul, and I'm really excited about this because I never really shop at Sephora all that much, to be honest, so I've never really gone on a shopping spree there, and so, I don't know, I just needed some retail therapy one day, and I went in and bought a bunch of stuff, and I thought this would be perfect. This would be perfect for an ASMR video.
okay.
That was not the right one, Travis.
Okay, well, listen.
That was the third one we were going to play. That's okay. So that one is what you will see a lot of the popular videos are. It's basically a hot chick who whispers into a microphone and talks about girl stuff.
Yes.
That was basically, literally, that video came out 2 weeks ago by this chick. She's a really popular YouTuber that does ASMR videos.
Right.
Has 1 million views already. It's been out like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's literally the whole video, it's an hour long, is her whispering about stuff she bought at Sephora and making sounds with the products she bought, like tapping on like the packaging and crinkling the packaging.
Yeah. It's, again, it's really odd. And I don't understand. I don't even like know what to say about these, but I think it's going to be funny if we give it a shot, and we will be next week. So
let's play the other one.
Let's play the last one.
This one is the most popular ASMR video on YouTube currently.
This is it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize. I thought this was only in the category that it was popular.
Yeah, ASMR.
I thought it was in the eating.
Oh, no. All of them.
Okay, so here we go.
McDonald's chicken nuggets are the best thing ever.
So,
And that, I'll tell the listeners, that video goes on for 45 minutes. It's someone that just eats McDonald's chicken nuggets for 45 minutes. It has 32 million views on YouTube.
yep. So
Jesus Christ.
we're gonna jump on this train.
So listen, we listen to these videos. Travis showed me this topic. I was like, I'm fucking fascinated by it.
Right.
I don't understand why you'd watch these videos. And if you watch the video, it's just a YouTube video of someone sitting at a table eating chicken nuggets, and it sounds like that.
I'm fascinated with the eating ones only because
yeah.
it's like not many things gross me out, but listening to somebody eat like that kind of grosses me out.
Why would you want to?
Again, that also fascinates me. I don't understand.
So these videos are wildly popular.
Right.
And Travis and I, we saw them and we were like, we have to do a podcast on this.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to do basically a ASMR parody podcast. So there won't be a video to go with it. But again, it's mostly for the audio stuff anyways. These videos, when they do them, are basically just the audio is what you're concerned about. The videos are not high production. It's mostly someone that sits in front of a microphone like we do.
Right.
Not that popular. The video, you're not missing much by not seeing it. I'm telling you. It's all auditory.
Right. But
So
be prepared because hopefully it's funny. It's definitely going to be weird. It's going to be hard to whisper.
It's going to be hard for us to whisper for a whole hour, and it's going to be different because we haven't done anything like this before. So we hope you enjoy it. We put a lot of effort into it. And we're going to do all the things. We're going to do some role playing.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do some eating.
Yep.
And we're going to do just some whisper dialogue.
Right.
Like the teenage girls do. We're going to do all that in an episode. We're going to have lots of sounds, lots of crinkling.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. And we know what? We're going to swing for the fences on it.
Listen, yeah. It's only one episode. We're not changing to an ASMR format, but
No.
wouldn't that be hilarious though?
Oh, man. People just start tuning in every week. It's just us whispering. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Listen to these sounds I make.
But anyways.
God damn, that shit. I can't fucking wait.
So be prepared because you only have a week to wait. Or less, depending on when you're listening to this.
Yeah, we just wanted to prep you guys. So it's gonna. If you start listening to that podcast next week, we're not going to recap the stuff. We're going to basically say very quickly, hey, if you don't know what we're doing, listen to last week's episode.
Yes.
So that's why we're prepping you this week. We're just giving you a little fair warning. You might want to dive right into that one. Go for it.
Sure.
It's going to be fun.
It will be.
It's going to be fucking weird. What?
You want to end it?
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for you to end it.
Oh, it's the number 747 banging.
747-226-4464.
Travis gave me this weird, like, affirmative nod, and I wasn't sure what that was for.
I was pointing to the number that I have listed over here, but anyways. So. PWThePodcast.com. Vote on this week's poll, which...
Do we have a poll this week?
We do not have a poll this week currently. I imagine we will think of one any second now.
I want to know this week's poll is: have you heard of ASMR videos before this week's podcast?
Okay.
How popular is this stuff with normal people? I want to know before we do this video if anyone besides teenage girls and serial killers have heard of these videos.
Okay.
Because people are watching them. They get millions of views.
Dude, yeah.
They're fucking hugely popular. But have any of you guys heard about them? I want to know.
Yep.
Get to the bottom of it. So yeah. Go and vote at PWThePodcast.com. It's PW the Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the social media bullshit. You know.
You know.
Give
us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us whatever.
Yeah.
On each one.
Do all that stuff. And then go and listen to it. Prestige Worldwide the Podcast. It's on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, all that stuff. You can find us everywhere. Wherever your podcasts are hosted.
Yep.
We're probably there.
We'll reiterate next month, September, Greatest Hits Month.
Yep.
Still need your vote on which one of them we're going to do for the last week.
We're going to have some special returning guests. It's going to be your favorite topics. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so.
We're very excited about Greatest Hits Month.
Absolutely.
And because we have Greatest Hits Month, we already planned out the episodes for October, so we're going to do less of flying by the seat of our pants episodes like we did in the summer, and more of like topics planned in advance.
Or we won't.
That's our plan.
It's definitely for September. We'll see in October.
We're trying our best, buddy.
Yeah, well, listen. I mean, people seem to be liking what we're doing, so don't want to stray too far.
Well, thanks for listening. Tune in next week to ASMR, the podcast.
See you next Thursday.
Bye.